Alright everyone, listen, this is going to be a deep video. It's going to be real. I see a trend going on with a lot of kids going through depression and anxiety, panic attacks. But a lot of you guys are bodybuilding and you're keeping things hidden. You're lying to the people around you, you're lying to yourselves, and you're lying to God if you believe in Him, which I do fully. And that is still a sin. So think of it that way. If you're taking Sarms, you're not natural. If you're taking testosterone, you're not natural. Even if you are staying at a natural range, you're not natural. It's an enhanced production, okay? It's exogenous. It's coming from outside of you. It is not your endogenous production. You're not natty. If you're taking creatine, you're natty. Who cares? Let's get over that. It's not a big deal. Testosterone, it's bullshit. Don't bother. Guys, do you really understand that bringing anything in exogenously will affect your hormones? What does that do to your mood? It changes it. It's a roller coaster. You will go through depression. You will go through anxiety. You could experience panic attacks. Sarms, they're not natural. You've got to really focus on capitalizing, learning how to capitalize on your natural production, okay? My son is 15. He's been training hard as a bodybuilder for 7 months. And when we see the acne come up naturally, we can capitalize on that with the way that he cycles carbohydrates or the way that he eats or the way that he trains. But right now, he's capitalizing on his natural production of testosterone, and it is just amazing to see. He's growing leaps and bounds every month. You've got to learn your body's potential. You've got to capitalize your body's potential. You've got to push your body's potential before you ever even consider going on anything else that will change your natural production. Period. End of story. I did 23 years naturally. I admit, and I want you to know, that was not easy. I wanted to jump on gear for at least 20 of those years. Seriously, but I didn't. But what I did do was I pushed myself beyond my limits. I found my boundary, I found my limit, my cap, and then I found something to push through that somehow. I'll give you an example. When I was in college, after I had been training for about 3 years, I hit a wall. I hit a plateau. My arms looked good. I was more of a model. I was never huge. I'm a huge hard gainer. That's what I am. I was curling about 45-pound dumbbells. Supinated, okay? Pinkies up. Hammers, maybe 55 pounds. But I knew that I could do more, but I just couldn't push my body to do more. I felt like that just wasn't much. So I made it my goal to train hard, to pyramid train, to do drop sets, I did a lot of supersets. I did everything to push my biceps beyond my natural potential. I did that for about 6 months. I focused on my biceps. No fucking lie, in 6 months, I was curling 90-pound dumbbells in college. 6 months later, naturally. What I did was I focused on my grips. I varied my grips and I really pushed both the long and the short head of the bicep to its potential. I made sure I was eating enough to build those muscle fibers that I was breaking. The only thing I was taking at the time was creatine and glutamine, vitamin C, vitamin D, a multivitamin. That was it. And even at that time, my pre-workout was a glass of warm water with lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and salt. That's an old school pre-workout. I wasn't even utilizing caffeine at the time. But I focused so hard on blowing through my plateau. In 6 months, I astounded myself, let alone all the other guys in the gym that were already on gear. Everybody was impressed. I wasn't much bigger, but I was incredibly stronger. And I was curling 90-pound dumbbells like this, okay? Not fully supinated, not a hammer curl. I was like a 3/4, okay? But I was curling them tight. I've always kept perfect form. I was keeping my curls tight, and I was getting 6 to 8 good reps, pushing about 2 more cheat reps. And everybody was amazed. I didn't do it to show off. I didn't do it to prove anything to anyone but myself. But it worked. And at the end of it, my mind was different. My confidence was different. My security in myself in the gym and my performance was different. But my knowledge of my own body and its limits that I imposed on myself, that others imposed on myself, that was bullshit and it was gone. So that's what I want to encourage you to do before you ever think about jumping on Sarms or gear or even test. Take your ashwagandha and yohimbe. Doesn't matter. That stuff, you barely feel it. A lot of it's bullshit. But you can take it and you will feel a little bit different. More than turkesterone. Okay, I've never taken turkesterone. I can't speak from experience. But I do fully believe that that is complete garbage. So that's my message for you today. I really want you to find your potential, find your limits, and then blast through them. You can do it. Till the next one.